welcome. How are you today,
I'm
honored
good.
guest?
Okay.
Just wait.
How's it going, everyone? Storm here today, and the guest of the evening, Josh, my most admired person, who is actually my best friend, business partner, brother, possibly. We'll find out later. The results will be coming up soon. How are you doing today, Josh?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. All right, so let's just go ahead and get rolling with this. Let's just give us a basic introduction to yourself.
Okay, I'm Josh Hohensee. I'm 21 years old. I'm a student at Old Dominion University, and I am co-owner of Tough Visuals Collaboration.
Awesome. So, what do you do at Tough Visuals?
I'm the director of photography, so anything that involves still images, portraits, anything like that, that's what I do.
I guess, would you say compared to me, do you do a lot more of the actual physical work, or or do you think that you have more role in the business hand?
I would say both.
Okay. No, I asked that because I feel like most of the time you're usually doing a lot of the shooting, and I'm doing like the planning, the overseeing, just all the crazy behind the scenes back work stuff that
I guess that's true.
that we have to have the shoot actually go through successfully. But Josh always does a great job on getting the images, so I feel like you have the better job of the two. You actually get to enjoy it. But no, I'm just playing with you. Josh is definitely someone that taught me nearly everything I know about photography, especially when I was first getting started just a few years ago. And when I first started my own photography brand, I decided that I didn't want to go that route and decided to partner up. So we've been together for a year now.
Over a year.
All right. Nice. So what are your goals for Tough Visuals and some of the work that you do?
As the director of photography, I definitely want to, of course, improve my skills as a photographer and as an artist itself. And I definitely want to continue working towards expanding Tough Visuals as far as who we work with, what we do, where we operate, how far we go to do shoots, and just getting the Tough Visuals name past the Hampton Roads area to
Right.
the entirety of the East Coast.
Okay, yeah, that's big goals, but I think just based off of how things gone this first year, we definitely will see that within the upcoming.
For sure.
So, what are some of your interests in photography? What do you like shooting?
I definitely like doing nature, landscapes, things like that. I definitely like to pack as much stuff that I can into one photo because I just think it's interesting. I like doing street photography as well, and then some portraits here and there. It's definitely not my favorite thing to do, but it's fun working with people for sure.
Okay. So, nature and street, do you feel like a nature image is always going to be soft, per se?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And would you think a street image would always be gritty?
Well, it depends on who took it, definitely, and what they were trying to convey, but you can get both in both, I guess.
I get what you're saying. So, do you have a most admired person within photography?
Definitely. I always like to learn about different photographers and their work just to, I guess, inspire me. And someone that has always inspired me is Daido Moriyama.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Japanese photographer, most known for doing street photography of, big cities in Japan and really getting to the more gritty stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like the back alley sort of stuff that's going on. I guess to expose, just some of the things that take place that people don't normally see. and a different sort of culture behind Japan.
Okay, so it's really more of like a harsh reality compared
Exactly.
to a lot of the glamour that and lights that people associate with Japan.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, what what unique characteristic about his photography do you really touch with the most? Which one do you like the most?
I would say he definitely shoots a lot of black and white. I would say that it was mostly black and white, but of course he comes from the days of when there were only black and white films, so that kind of makes sense. But he always talks about how, to him, black and white images feel more, in a sense, erotic, and in that they sort of evoke a physical sensation on him when he sees them, and he thinks that color is sort of vulgar because it detracts away from what might be going on in the image, or what might be conveyed in the image, because people focus so much on the colors themselves.
Right. Okay.
And I definitely tend to agree with that. I do like to shoot a lot of black and white. So yeah.
Do you think at any point in your career you would probably switch fully to black and white?
I think I might. It's definitely possible.
I think it'll give us it'll give Tough a nice touch back to its roots, you know.
Definitely.
Think about when we first started, the first couple of months, I think all of our images were black and white purely. But I agree, I think a black and white image definitely stops time a little bit more and really preserves the history and the message that's being expressed, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So, what do you think the specific street photography, what is Dido's style? Like, what is he really capturing in his images on average?
I would just say it at times it almost looks like an even harsher truth than what's really there. And I think that's sort of, I kind of think he kind of does that on purpose. Just to get a sort of feeling. All of his photographs have a very distinct just feeling that you can actually feel, not just sense. And I don't know.
So you would say the message is clearly expressed through the
Right.
emotions that are being captured.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you. So with the street photography that Dido Moriyama is doing, is it just I wouldn't want to say like, you know, the street photography that we're used to seeing in the United States. What is he how is his viewpoint of the Japanese culture? What is he capturing within the Japanese culture that's standing out in the street photography?
I would say just people, not seeing just surface level of all these people that are, you know, packed into a city, but really what they're doing, how they act. You know, you can get a sense of their personality through his photographs.
Gotcha.
As well as, you know, he does a lot of sort of things that are, I would say, vulgar.
Really?
In his photographs. A lot of stuff that, you know, someone that I guess would be young wouldn't want to see. You know, nudes.
Okay, cool. Because I wouldn't want to say Japanese culture is more, it's a little more privatized and things are a little bit more, you know, kept within the home and the family, or, you know, more intimate relationships. So do you think that his vulgar style of images is being accepted across Japan and the surrounding area?
Well, the traditional cultures would kind of imply that they wouldn't be, but I think people really appreciate that you can see that side of their culture, and, you know, he's kind of famous for it, so I guess somebody likes it.
I got you. So what is one thing that you take from Daido Moriyami's style that you try to not necessarily apply to your own, but what is something that you kind of keep in the back of your head while you're out shooting?
Well, there's actually a really great clip from an interview that I saw, and he was talking about how he used to be in a dark room with a fellow photographer, and the photographer would be throwing all of these essentially ruined and negatives just down on the floor. He thought they were useless. There could have been light leaks. They could have just been something that they didn't want, and he would pick them up off the floor and look at them and think, okay, they're not perfect as a photograph goes, but this is still a single moment in time that has been captured. And it doesn't matter that it's not perfect in the sense of what art or the art of photography would accept. And I really kind of resonated with me just thinking about, at the very bottom level of it, photography is just capturing a single moment in time. And we definitely get too caught up in trying to make everything, absolutely perfect in our photographs that we forget kind of why it's there or why we do it.
I like that. I think that's something that a lot more artists are kind of using, even across, photography, painting, graphic design, just completely across the board. People are really just not going for the perfection anymore. They're just going for, that fits. So I want to say thank you today. Thanks for coming out, giving us those great words. Is there anything else that you want to say?
Tough visuals forever.
Tough visuals forever. 3,800. All right. Well, you have a nice one, and everyone watching at home, have a great evening as well. Please be recording.